So here we are, right? Countdown to 2026 has begun, and 2026, without question, will be the year of Trump. And I'm asking you guys to join me for the year of Trump because this year is the most important midterm elections that this country has seen since, well, the midterm elections during the Civil War, because what happens in these midterm elections is going to decide the future of this country for the next 200 years. You know, are we going to be an American country? Is the United States of America going to be an American country? Or are we going to be a Somalian country, right? Or a illegal immigrant from Latin America country? These are the big questions that are going to be decided with the midterms. And that is just the way of it. And it's something that we have all got to wrap our heads around, because if we don't get a grip of what we are facing, we're going to lose everything. Without question, we will lose everything. You know, if the Democrats were to win the midterms, God forbid. Yes, welcome everyone. If the Democrats were to win the midterms, the entire Trump agenda would be stopped. All this fraud that's being uncovered nationwide by the Democrats that Nick Shirley has put a spotlight on, the shutting down of the southern border, which has reduced crime. You know, the United States has the lowest murder rate in the history of the murder rate statistics. Shutting down the drug cartels, all that will be reversed if the Democrats win the midterms. And, you know, the latest poll that on the morning show today, I'm going to lead with the Trafalgar poll that has Trump over 50% in his support. Now, that's of everyone, right? That's over 50%. That's including everyone in the country. That's a poll of Republicans, Democrats, independents, everyone. He's over 50%, and the nation as a whole. That's not a poll of Republicans. So think about that. I mean, that's absolutely amazing, right? He has over 50% support when you're polling everyone. And it's a very left-leaning poll, which I'm going to go through when I go on the air on the next stream. But everything is going in our favor. We've gotten our country back from, well, the outlaws and gangsters that have been running it. I mean, think about it. You know, all this fraud that's being exposed in Minnesota under Tim Walz. Tim Walz is doing what Biden was doing in Washington. And if Kamala Harris would have won the election, or Biden had another term, or any Democrat for that matter, what's going on in Minnesota would be going on right out of the White House. And the main reason that the never-Trumpers and the Democrats have been opposing Trump since he came down the escalator over 10 years ago is because he stops this fraud, waste, and abuse that they use to enrich themselves. I mean, look at Ilhan Omar. Ilhan Omar, when she came into Congress, was one of the poorest members in Congress. Now she's one of the richest. A conservative in Seattle. God bless you. That's amazing. If you're new to my channel, this is where MAGA comes to talk. Make sure that you subscribe. I'm waiting, so you're in Seattle, I'm waiting for Starbucks to open, and then I'll come back to the studio and begin the live stream. And if you're new, when I'm in the studio, I take live calls. And, of course, I'm going to be live on this New Year's Eve and on New Year's Day, too, and the day after New Year's Day. So, yeah. So we got a lot to cover today, a lot, and your calls. And since today's another holiday, on these holidays, even though it's a Wednesday, it's going to be open phone. Usually Fridays are open phones, open MAGA Mike Friday, but since today, like last week was Christmas Eve, this is New Year's Eve, this will be open phones today. So you can call in about any and everything on your mind. Show prep you guys, so prepare whatever you want to talk about. I got a lot that I'm going to cover, but it is open phones, and you're welcome to call in today with any and everything on your mind. Recent news about Matt Gaetz. What recent news is there about Matt Gaetz? All I'm seeing is a bunch of reporting of old stories about Matt Gaetz. You know, Matt Gaetz really isn't on my radar anymore. I mean, he's not in Congress. I wish he was, but he's not. I would rather him be Attorney General than Pam Bondi, but he's not, and he's on OAN, One American News, which I don't have and don't watch. So Matt Gaetz is not on my radar right now. So as far as I'm concerned, there's no news about Matt Gaetz because I'm not really following him. Are you guys? Nah. No. I used to watch One American News, but I don't have access to it anymore. Wish I did, but I don't. Yeah. Make sure you guys subscribe and like the video, and of course share on all your social media. Yeah, the new poll with Trump is what I'm going to lead with today, and the fact that he has over 50% of support across party lines is absolutely amazing. Amazing. I don't care what he did when he was in Congress. That's old news. You know, gee whiz. You know, I'm concerned about what's going on now. What I deal with is news. N-E-W, new, and then you add an S to it. Yeah. That's just me. You know, I don't dwell on the past, but, you know, that's how liberals are, right? Trying to grab onto something from the past to feel good about today. Here we have President Trump, who's just changed everything. Everything. And did you guys catch my podcast last night? I hope you did. It's got Tim Walz in the thumbnail. Very good calls on that program. Some very foul-mouthed calls, a little salt language going on there, but we had some good discussions. Yeah, I will be live streaming tomorrow morning and taking your calls. Of course. I don't stay up for the New Year's. Do you guys? I mean, come on. Am I the only one? How many of you do not stay up? It's no big deal. You know, when I was young, I thought it was a big deal, right? Oh, New Year, the ball's dropping. Even the turn of the century, you know, but meaningless. Doesn't interest me at all. I have not. I will be fast asleep hours before the ball drops, as always. At least for the last many years. It's just not my. I could care less if it's what the numerical year is. But this year is going to be an exciting year because we're going to have major MAGA victories. Lori, hi, how you doing? We're going to have major MAGA victories in our midterm elections. Governors, senators, House members, state legislatures, school boards, county commissions, city commissions, mayors. We want to have as many MAGA victories as we possibly can. And with this new poll showing Trump over 50% of support across party lines, I've been telling you guys all week, it's our election to lose. And, I saw this conflict going on between Mark Levin and Megyn Kelly. These people have made themselves so irrelevant. I don't care about Megyn Kelly. I don't care about Mark Levin. I don't care about Tucker, Nick Fuentes, or any of these other self-important, narcissistic, self-appointed conservative influencers that all they do is talk about each other and what they talk about what people are saying about them, and then they talk about the ones that they don't like. They just talk about each other. They're never talking about the issues. And I was talking on my podcast about how Nick Shirley's great reporting out of Minnesota has made these Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, Mark Levin so irrelevant. And Nick Shirley is the new Charlie Kirk. He's the one that's stood up and is taking the after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, all these conservative influencers going the turning point were fighting for who was going to be the next Charlie Kirk, and then along comes Nick Shirley, and he's the new Charlie Kirk, which I'm very happy with. We need someone young. Yeah, I saw on X some things that Levin was saying about Megyn Kelly. Who cares? Who cares? These people are so irrelevant. They were all never Trumpers, all of them. You know, so, but now they're the deciders of who's MAGA, who's conservative. I don't think so. Yes, Happy New Year. Absolutely. Absolutely. I most definitely need some caffeine. I've not had any coffee yet this morning, so I'm trying to cut back even more on my coffee than I've done. So it is cold. This is a very, very cold day by South Florida standards. As you know, I'm in South Florida. It is 48 degrees. So I started my car up about 20 minutes early before I came out here because I got the heat on. So I got the heat on. I've got the seat heater on, and I've got the steering wheel has a heater too. So I have the steering wheel heater on, the seat heater on, and the heat on. 48 degrees is the dead of winter when you live in the tropics here in South Florida. Oh my goodness. I'm wearing socks. It's cold. Cold, cold, cold. I wouldn't even let my cats on the back porch today. They're not used to this weather, even though they're all wearing fur coats. Very cold. My wife wouldn't let me do it, but I wanted to turn the heat on in the house this morning. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, so those are some of the things I'm going to cover today. This is, you know, we've got to dedicate this year, not in the petty infighting between these fake MAGA influencers like Mark Levin and Megyn Kelly and Tucker and the rest, but we need to focus on winning the midterms. Winning the midterms. And we can. It is within our reach. You know, President Trump is back for not just a second term, but a non-consecutive term. That's a miracle in itself. He literally dodged a speeding bullet. He got shot in the head. They tried to shoot him again. Tried to put him in prison. He beat all of that. A man who beat all those things can win the midterms for us. Don't you guys agree? I mean, what, you know. Absolutely, it's possible. It all relies on our turnout. Right? If we swamp them at the polls and have a mass turnout, we will win. If you listen to these doomsayers and we don't have a massive turnout, we won't. That's what it's all about. Swamp them at the polls. If there's early voting in your community, where you go, or vote early. I voted early last time. First time I voted early in like 20 years. Vote early. It's important to vote early. And the reason you want to vote early, if they have early voting where you live, is because the whole Democrat Party election strategy is based on early voting. So if we don't vote early and we only vote on election day, the Democrats are millions of votes ahead of us on election day. And we've got to catch up in one day when they've been voting in some instances for a month. You can't do that. And one of the reasons that we won the presidential election is because President Trump encouraged people to vote early. Now, I don't watch South Park. They are the things they say and do about Christianity. I'll never watch South Park. Amazing explanation. Well, thank you very much. Being a prepared adult, yes. I don't like this 48-degree weather, though, I must tell you. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. I mean, I can't think of any reason why anyone would not vote for Trump, right? No tax on tips, no tax on overtime. Senior citizens are getting a $6,000 deduction on their Social Security. So senior citizens are going to get a massive tax return. You're able to deduct the interest on auto loan. You know, this car here that I have is less than 2 years old. And I don't drive it that much. It only has about 16,000 miles on it. And my wife and I, we were talking yesterday when President Trump brings in the new Fed and they drop interest rates. We might trade this car in and buy a new car so that we can deduct the interest on the car loan off our taxes. 19 in Ohio. Well, that's why my family, we moved from Ohio to Florida. So, not for this weather, I'll tell you. But luckily, it's only for a day or two. Then it'll be back to shorts by the weekend. But, I mean, think about that. That's how the economy moves. And this Mini Cooper, which I don't know if this Mini Cooper was, because you get to deduct your tax, you get to deduct the interest on auto loans on cars that were either made or assembled in the United States. So I don't know if this car was assembled in the United States or not. I'll have to look under the hood. I've been meaning to all week. 48 would be a heat wave. Not here. Not here. But if it's not assembled in the United States, and I don't think it is, we're thinking about trading it in. And we've been wanting to get a Buick SUV, but I don't know. I'd have to drive one. But so we can deduct the interest off our taxes. You know what that's going to do for the auto industry? Trump's amazing. The big, beautiful bill is amazing. Absolutely, it's amazing. He's amazing. The bill's amazing. The economy is just going to take off next year. And we've got to win the midterms. That's it. I mean, let me know in one word your favorite thing about Trump. One word's tough, but, you know, if I said one word, I'd have to say MAGA, which is like 4 words, but it's an acronym. Make America Great Again. But low taxes, that's huge. Taxes. Oh, I like that. Make America Great Again today. That's awesome. That's a new one. Make America Great Again today. I love it. Superman, yeah. Make America Great Again today. That's awesome. Respect. Yeah. One word's a tough one, isn't it? Taxes. It's low taxes, but it's only one word. Lower the taxes, the better. Yeah. No, the majority of people are with Trump. Look at the latest Trafalgar poll. So if you are not with Trump, you are in the cult. Courageous, brilliant, freedom. Yeah. Those are all great words to describe President Trump. Yeah, I like that. Freedom, thankful. Yeah, he has over 50% of support among all Americans across party lines in the latest Trafalgar poll. Yep. Dedication. Yep, dedication. That's a good one. America. There's another good one. Yep. Are you all subscribed? Make sure you are. Consistent. That's a good one. These are good words. Good words. Oh, man. Unapologetic. Yep. Pride. Proud. America first is 2 words, but that's okay. Strength. Rebellion. Yep. Redacted. Bold. A lot of great words. A lot of great words there. Best. Stern. Not Howard Stern, though. Yeah. Oh, what President Trump is doing with the cartels is amazing. We had our first land strike last week, about a week ago. It was either today, a week, or Friday. It'll be a week in Venezuela at the facility where they launched the drug boats. It's just amazing. I mean, who would have ever thought? You know, people that do illegal drugs like cocaine and fentanyl, they must really be getting weaned off their drugs. President Trump has cokeheads and fentanyl addicts in a detox program going on right now nationwide between shutting down the border and taking out the cartel boats. Illegal drug importation of the country is down a little more than 90% already. He's got a big drug rehab going on all over the whole country. It's amazing, isn't it? Absolutely. Absolutely. And who would have thought it was at all possible? what it is. Trump's doing it. Who could be opposed to shutting down the drug cartels, right? Well, the Democrats, they're very openly opposed to shutting down the drug cartels. They're psycho, complete psychotic people. They just are. Boy, this is just, this is our first Christmas with Trump back as president. Last Christmas, he was president-elect, but now he's president. Yes. Happy New Year. Which also is a Christian holiday because it's the Christian calendar. Right? You know, Mom Donnie is going to get sworn in right after midnight. He's not wasting any time in some closed down subway station underneath City Hall. Very bizarre. And he's picked I'm going to go over this story later. He's picked an Al-Qaeda lawyer to be his lawyer as mayor. What the hell? Insane. New York deserves it. They elected this guy. You know, they got what they deserved. Right? This is what New York wanted. A Muslim mayor who has an Al-Qaeda lawyer as his chief counsel. There you go, New York. Good job. Never underestimate how stupid Democrats can be. That's just how they are. Dumb. All right, let's start driving to Starbucks. They open up in a few minutes. Hold on. All right, 48 degrees. Oh, my goodness. So spoiled with backup cameras, aren't we? Oh, my. Yeah, there's no holidays in my business, so I will be here live today, of course. The next live stream after this, I'll be in the studio. So make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell, and I'll be taking live calls. And since today is a holiday, tomorrow's the 1st, I'm going to treat today as a Friday. Today will be open phones on the program. You can call in about any and everything on your mind. The show prep is up to you guys today. And I will be live tomorrow and Friday and all weekend. We're going to start the new year off with a marathon. A lot of cars on the road today. I wonder if these are people that are working or were out late and are off this week. We're out partying last night. You know, you don't want to be on the road tonight. You do not want to be on the road. Stay home. Do not go out on New Year's. A lot of drunks on the road. A lot of drunks on the road. I got to get this coffee at home. I got to record a commercial to play on the radio show this morning. And I couldn't record it before I left because my voice needed to warm up a little bit. So this live stream is warming up my voice. So I got to get this coffee, record a commercial to play on the radio this morning. And then start the show. I got a busy morning. Well, welcome everyone. Yeah, dark MAGA mode engaged. I'll check out the chat when I get to where I'm going. You got to be so careful. These people, I tell you, there's a lot. This is not. You want to not be on the road at all today. You don't want to be on the road really at all for the next couple of days if you don't have to. A lot of drunks. Even though the first is on a Thursday, this is a, you know, people have started it. They've had a weekend in the middle of the week. A lot of drunks will be on the road today and tomorrow. I guess it's telling me I parked too close to the curb. All these sensors on the cars, my goodness. Atlanta, Georgia, welcome. Make sure you subscribe. This is where MAGA comes to talk. .35 in Tampa. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's 47 degrees here in sunny South Florida. Golden age. Yeah, this is the golden age of America under Trump. I mean, this, you know, President Trump's second, Athens, Georgia, welcome. President Trump's second and non-consecutive term has just been amazing. It really has. I mean, everything is going so well, you know, and we're ending the year and starting the year on a good note with Nick Shirley's great work, aren't we? I mean, it's amazing. The Friday after Christmas is on Thursday. The day after Christmas, Nick Shirley drops this story, and boom, instantly goes viral. And what a great way to end the year and begin 2026. Audrey, good morning. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, let me see what the weather is going to be today. Hey, Minnie, what's the weather? Hold on. Let's see if it's on. Alexa. I don't have Alexa.
Use the personal assistant as long as the parking view is open.
Oh, I've got the parking view on. It won't let me use it. Why? I don't know why the backup camera's on. Hold on, let me see. It doesn't like how I parked. I parked too close to the curb. The car wants me to back out and park again. Isn't that crazy? Am I in two spaces? No. These cars, it's not that they're smart. They've got attitude. You know what I mean? The car doesn't like how I parked. And I'm looking at the camera. I'm in the space fine. I don't know why. It's giving me all this sass from the car. These cars are way too freaking smart today. Attitude, yeah. Yeah, it's got the backup camera on, and it's telling me that it wants me to back out and park again. I am fine in this space. There's no freaking way I'm moving the car. I'm not going to let some damn AI tell me how to drive. Exactly. Have any of you been in I've never been in a self-driving car. I don't know if that's for me at all, because it's too cold. Yeah, it's 47 degrees. Maybe the weather is affecting the onboard AI in my car. It's telling me that my forward left bumper is too close to the curb in the parking space. It's telling me right here. It would be telling me verbally, but I turned down the volume. That's nuts. Not moving the car, man. AI. Skynet. That's what it is. It's Skynet. Turtle lives do matter. Absolutely. And turtles live a lot longer than us. But yeah, this is a great year. I mean, you know, and there are so many people that have been red pilled. Those of you that are anti-Trump are in such a small minority. You're in a cult. I mean, how could you oppose anything that this president's doing? It was interesting in his press conference with Netanyahu a couple days ago. President Trump said the ballroom is where they're going to have future presidential inaugurations because of security concerns. Isn't that something? That's a great idea. It's the first time I heard him say that. Oh, yeah, this is going to be a great year. It's going to be a great year. And I'm going to be working very hard reporting all the MAGA news because I'm going to do everything I can do to help win the midterms. But, you know, there's a lot of people that do shows like me. They spend too much time telling people that we're going to lose the midterms. Why, you know, why be so negative? We can win the midterms easily. All you got to do is have a large turnout. Everything President Trump is doing as president is perfect to win. That's why he's got over 50% of the support of the American people across party lines. You know, we just have to get a massive voter turnout. That's it. Isn't that the easiest part? I mean, we got the right president. He's doing the right things. He's doing all these amazing things that people said were impossible. He overturned Roe v. Wade. He shut down the border, took care of the immigration issue, has mass deportations going on, shut down the illegal drug trade from the cartels, gave us the largest tax cuts in history, has brought how many trillions of dollars in business coming into the country that he's made, and the deals that he's made this year, reset the out of balance tariffs that were going on around the world. It's all freaking spectacular. It's just total, nothing short of perfection. And all we need to do is go out and vote. That's the easiest part. So make sure that you vote. You vote early. Vote in the primary. Vote in the general. Make sure your friends and family vote, and we'll win. That's it. Just like in the presidential election last year. We swamped him at the polls, and we won. Exactly. Well, make sure you subscribe if you're new. On the next stream, I'll be taking live calls, all right? I'm Brian. This is where MAGA comes.